Baseball card collecting has grown exponentially over the last several years. A big reason for this is because some superstars have come through the MLB pipeline and had their rookie cards released and prospect cards released. There's a small fortune to be had if you get in early on certain players and know what boxes and packs to collect. The release that's been at the top of the totem pole of collectability over the last several years is Sapphire. Topps started making Sapphire cards as a complete set available in 2016. They produced 250 sets, 700 cards in the set, and each box set had 13 parallels numbered to 5 and 2 superfractors. It was available for $1,500 on the Topps website. It turned out to be extremely popular, and in 2017 they did the same thing. But this time they included 5 rookie autos, along with 13 parallels and 2 superfractors. The set initially sold for $1,500 and now can be had for about $7,000. So that's a 4x profit on an extremely expensive set at the time, and even now. They continued the Sapphire set in 2018, but they changed up the format a little bit. Now, instead of the whopping $1,500 price, they were $199 for a mega box, and it included 3 rookie autos and 3 parallels per box, and superfractors came about 1 in every 4 or 5 boxes. The print run on this set was 285. The previous sets, the print run was about 250. So that means there's only about 250, previously 285 of each individual base card. A $200 box back in 2018 is now $9,000. That's a 45x, a 45-time return on your initial investment. Now you know why this is a big deal. With that kind of gravy train flying down the tracks, Topps had to do something a little bit different. There was more money to be made, and they were going to make it. 2019 saw another format change. This time, there were actual packs in the box. I forgot to mention, in 2018, it was just 100 loose cards in a box. And now in 2019, they actually included packs. There's 32 cards. There were 8 packs, 4 cards a pack, and in 2019, you got 1 rookie auto per box. Now the superfractors were 1 in 377 boxes, as opposed to 1 in 5. They made about 25,000 of these boxes, and they charged only $50 a piece. There was still plenty of meat on the bone for everybody. Now with 25,000 boxes in production, that means the print run on the base set went way up. Now it was about 1,000. As compared to 2018, which was 285. Currently, those boxes are selling for about $530 a piece, but they got up to about $1,000 a piece average at the peak. And that's a 20x return on your initial investment. Tons of meat on the bone still. Everybody was clamoring for it. It was the most collectible baseball card that you could get. Fast forward to 2020, and you know what happened in 2020. We're at the peak. What did they do? They increased the price from $50 to $299. And you got 1 autograph and 1 parallel. And the print run was about the same as 2019. However, the rookie class wasn't quite as good, still very good, but not quite as good. And currently, those boxes are selling for about $330. So no meat on the bone whatsoever. And that's the way Topps likes it. From 2018 to current day, these Sapphire boxes were offered initially to Montgomery Club collectors, and then they were released to the general public. Usually there's a maximum of a couple of boxes that you get, 3 box max, I think. Then in 2020, things went crazy and they had to go to a raffle system. 2021, they dropped the price down a little bit to $250 a box. I think they had to do this because the checklist wasn't so good. Now we're talking about Topps Chrome Sapphire here, but this video is about Bowman Sapphire, and we'll get to that in just a moment. They increased the print run a little bit, so now the print run's about $1,200 a piece instead of $1,000, and now there's absolutely no meat on the bone. In fact, you could lose money on this. In 2022, we're back to the 1,000 print run on the cards. The boxes were $250, no autograph, 2 parallels, and to get no autograph, it was an extremely profitable situation for Topps, but not a very profitable situation for collectors on the secondary market. There was, however, and is still some meat on the bone, and depending on the rookie class, how they end up doing, it could be a very expensive and collectible box in the near future, even without the guaranteed autograph. Now let's transition over a little bit to the Bowman Sapphire side. Bowman Sapphire was introduced in 2019, not regular Bowman Sapphire, but Bowman Draft Sapphire, and this had an atomic finish instead of the blue finish, and the boxes were very cheap. They were $35 a piece. Now they're $450 a piece. That's like a 13x markup on your investment. I went back and looked. That was one of the things I couldn't believe, that they were only $35 a piece. One of the members on the Blowout forum said he's putting his kids through college based on 2019 Bowman draft. 2020 Bowman was the first Bowman Sapphire release, and it was a big one. Had Jason Dominguez in it, and we were in the midst of the thing. Those boxes were initially released to 582 Montgomery Club members for $150 and then released to the general public. Now they cost about $1,000, so still tons of money to be made for collectors. $1,000 box, and the print run for each individual Sapphire card is about $4,500. So the print run is way bigger on Bowman Sapphire stuff than it is for Topps Chrome Sapphire. Now in that box, you got one guaranteed auto as well, so at least you're getting autographs for your money. 2021 Bowman Sapphire was ridiculous. It was super, super popular. Even though 21 Bowman isn't the best release, it still has some really good players in it, but nothing compared to 2020 Bowman. The initial release had so much traffic on the website that it like bogged down the servers, and they had to stop the sale and then resort to a raffle. Those boxes were $150. Now they're only about $220. So there's really not much profit to be made. And the print run is $10,000. They produced way, way more. They're grabbing money, and rightfully so. It's an extremely popular product. 2022 Bowman, they dropped the print run back down to where it initially was, around $4,500. The boxes were $200 available to Montgomery Club, then to the general public. And those boxes are now about $540 on the secondary market. So still plenty of money to be made for collectors, rewarding Montgomery Club members especially. Fast forward to today, and we've got 2023 Bowman out there, and Sapphire is upon us. However, there are some changes that are going to be made, all kinds of rumors. We don't know exactly what's true, but I can provide you with some evidence so far of what we know. It appears that Topps wants to run a Dutch auction for this release, which means it has a starting price, and it appears to be $850 for this release, and it has a floor established at $350. So this is 150% more expensive than last year's Bowman release. However, they dropped the print run a lot. Now the print run appears to be about $2,000, so it makes the cards much more collectible, but they do not include an autograph in every single box. It looks like there's an autograph about every other box, but there are more parallels per box than 2022. So weighing all of these factors, does that make it something that you would be willing to buy at the ceiling price of $850? Absolutely not. For me, absolutely not even close. What about the floor of $350? Yes. Somewhere in between, say $500? Maybe. Probably not, though. I think I'm in at about a $350 floor price. The product was initially supposed to be released on Wednesday, but got pushed back. I don't know if it's because of the backlash, because a lot of collectors are not happy about this. And I understand why. They're stripping most of the meat, if not all of the meat, off the bone for the collectors, and they're trying to capitalize on all of the profit for themselves, which really is understandable. But in order to build the hobby, which was done from 2018 through 2021 mostly, you have to have some kind of value there for collectors who know what they're doing, who are the most loyal, most knowledgeable. There has to be something there for these people, or else they're going to move on to something else. So what do you think about this move by Topps? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.